First method is, if I am declaring an array with name A of size 5, then this will allocate the memory space for 5 integers. Indices are 0 to 4, and this is just a declaration. So the values inside this one will be garbage values because nothing is initialized, so the values will be garbage. Means unknown values, random values will be there that are not initialized by us, so they are not useful for us. So we say garbage values. Now next method, if I want to initialize the values, then I should say this is a part of declaration, and here I can initialize the values like 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Suppose I am initializing also, then an array will be created during runtime and all the values will be initialized in this one. So this looks like 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. This is the second method. So this is the declaration plus initialization. So if you want to have some values initially in an array, then you can mention all the values. Now third method, you can mention the size, but if you don't want to initialize all the values, just few values you want to initialize, then an array of size 5 will be created with the indices 0 to 4. As only 2 values are mentioned, so only 2, 4 will be initialized, and the remaining elements will be initialized with 0. Because once the initialization process starts, it will try to initialize all the elements, so remaining values are not given, so it will initialize them with 0. So even I can say like this, integer a of size 5 and just 0, then this will create an array and initialize first one with 0, as it will continue initializing rest of them also, so it will initialize all of them with zeros. Then one more method is there for creating an array. Just you can mention the values 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Then depending on the number of elements you have mentioned in the initialization list, the array size will be same as that one. So an array of this 5 size will be created and it will be initialized with all these elements. So if I add one more element to this one, like let's say 12, then total size is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So array of size 6 will be created and this will be initialized with these elements. So these are the various ways of declaration and initialization of an array. This is there in both C as well as C++. If you write like this inside the program, then during runtime, this is how it will work inside the main memory. Now next we will see how we can access all the elements of an array. Here I have an array of size 5 which is already initialized with these elements. So during runtime, the array will be created like this and the elements will be stored in these locations and their addresses also I have mentioned. The addresses will be contiguous. Now, how to access those elements? So if I want to print any value, so I can say printf. Suppose I want to print a value that is at index 0. So then I can say %d a of 0. This will print the value at index 0. Suppose I want to print the value 1, then I should make it as 1. So it means I can access all those values by just changing the index. A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, anything. Now if I have to traverse through an array, so traversing means visiting all the elements once. So if I have to traverse all the elements, then I can take the help of for loop, which will help me change these indices from 0 to 4. So this can be changing from 0 to 4. So first time 0, this will be the element, then next 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So it will allow me to access all the elements by traversing through those elements. So for loop is used for accessing the elements in an array. So for I assign 0, I is less than 5 and I plus plus, and here I can mention I. Now I can access all those elements. So for loop is used for traversing through all the elements of an array. And the element can be accessed with the name of an array and the index. Now next let us see what are the ways of accessing a particular element in an array. If I want to print this element, then I can say printf percentile d a of 2. This is one method. Then the same thing, printf, I can even say 2 of a. This is another method. So even you can use index outside and the name of an array inside subscript. Then using the pointer arithmetic also we can access that elements, that same element if I want to access, then printf so and so, I can say star a plus 2. This plus 2 must be inside the bracket. Star must be for entire thing, that is a plus 2. So I can mention any index here and I can write star here and I can access that particular location. So array elements can be accessed by using the subscript, that is index, as well as they can be accessed with the help of pointer arithmetic. So these were all the basic things about an array. So we'll learn more about arrays in the next video.